Hey everyone. It was another scorcher this weekend and it's going to be hot for most of the rest of the week. I wish you guys would just pay more carbon taxes so this kind of thing wouldn't keep happening. Just a quick note about the analytics of this channel. I have to say, I just don't get it. I have a small channel, but very few views from those who actually do subscribe. I'm not going to chase the algorithm. I'm going to post videos and not be concerned with the numbers. That's not what this is about for me. If this video resonates with you, then help the channel. If not, that's perfectly okay with me too. I'm not chasing a YouTube income. I'm trying to give value to people. In this video, I want to talk about fear and decision making. It's a difficult topic for many. Most people think that in an emergency, they'll rise to the occasion, that they'll act with clarity and courage, but they won't. The truth is most people freeze, not because they're weak, but because they're human. Let me explain. When your brain perceives a threat, whether it's a natural disaster, a violent incident, or even just sudden chaos, it doesn't say, let's sit down and think about this. It says, survive. Your body floods with adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes. Your breathing gets shallow. Blood rushes away from your brain and into your limbs. This is called amygdala hijack, and it shuts down your ability to think clearly. This is the fight, flight, or freeze response. But here's the part most people forget. The most common response isn't fight or flight, it's freeze. Because when your mind doesn't know what to do, it does nothing. I've seen this firsthand in the military. And the military trains for it. They plan around it because they know the impact of fear on their soldiers. Fear itself is actually another enemy. So I wrote the People's Emergency Plan to defeat that enemy, but with structured planning. The brain doesn't need to improvise when it already has a path to follow. If you build a plan, you rehearse that plan, your brain can bypass the panic. You stop relying on emotion and start relying on training. That's why soldiers carry out their missions under fire. It's not that they're fearless, some are. It's that they have a plan and muscle memory and years of training. In civilian life, we don't train that way. And that's a challenge for civilians. Because when disaster strikes, there's no time to figure things out. The time to prepare was yesterday. And let me be clear, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to free you from fear. Because planning doesn't just help you survive a crisis, it gives you control in the middle of chaos. It clears your mind. It calms your nerves. It tells your family, we're not panicking, we're executing. Now, maybe you've been there before. You've had to dial 911 in an emergency and suddenly you forgot your own address. Or you've been in a fist fight where the world went to tunnel vision, your hands shook and your hearing dropped off. That's not a cardiovascular response, that's cognitive shutdown. But here's what I want you to remember. You can bring your brain back online. It starts with one thing, your breathing. Slow it down. In through the nose, hold. Out through the mouth. Do it again and again. You breathe to calm your body. You breathe to calm your thinking. Once that happens, you can follow the plan you already built. Because this book doesn't start with gear to buy, it starts with how to think. And that starts with recognizing fear, not as a weakness, but as a signal that it's time to follow the plan. So if you've ever wondered how people survive the worst days of their lives, it's this. They didn't wait until the fear hit. They planned ahead. so that fear didn't get the final say. Now, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. If you get a chance, listen to the recent video from my friend Eva Chipiuk from her conversation with Lieutenant Colonel David Redman. He talks about the 6 national interests of Canada. This is extremely important stuff to understand, and I believe David is absolutely correct in what he says. If you have the time, please watch it. I'll link that interview here in the description. Now back to fear. You can't stop emergencies from happening. You just can't. But you can stop the fear from winning. And that starts with planning, the right kind of planning. The kind I'll teach you step by step in this book. Fear will always be the first thing to show up. But if you prepare properly, it won't be the last. Thanks for watching.